Hey guys, Joe McMenamin here. I'm in my studio under construction this week, and I'm going to show you today how to create a beautiful sense of depth in your drawing. We're going to be using color pencils, and we're going to be drawing some tui bird feathers. And I want to really get that sense of overlapping that you can see sometimes in bird feathers, where there's some beautiful shadows underneath and some depth underneath. So yeah, I'm going to step by step show you how to do this and kind of explain it as we go along. Hope you enjoy. Have a look at these kind of overlapping feathers here. I'm just going to sketch them out really lightly to start out. Same with that one. Now the thing that we're going to try and work on today with these is how to create that sense of depth and overlapping. There's some lovely sort of dark spots coming down over here. So we're going to do more of a study than a finished drawing today. See, it's nice and dark in there. These feathers are sort of coming in this way. So we have this sort of intersection of different feathers from different sides. Yeah, cool. Alright, so what we want to do here is, there's a theory in colour where lighter colours and brighter colours come forward towards the viewer and darker colours recede into the back. So we want to try and create a sense of depth. So what we need to do with pencil is we're starting off with the darker colours. I'm going to start off with kind of a violet blue for this darker area. And I'm just going to lay down a little bit of colour on here. Just take it nice and slowly, nice and easy. Now we have to try and figure out on our drawing what is the colour of the feather, and then what is the tone or the shading. So you can see on these feathers there's a darker patch on one side, and then there's a lighter patch over here, and that's just the colour of the feather. Where it goes kind of underneath is where we get into the kind of shading part of it. Okay. So you can see down here we've got a really nice light kind of piece on the feather. And an aeroplane flying over. And as we come down the side of that feather, there's a bit of tone coming out from it. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to go to my blue indigo, which is just a really nice dark blue. I'm going to pick up some of these darker tones, so there's some in there. You do need a nice sharp pencil for this. And this is where just having good quality pencils makes a difference. Just really nice buttery. You can get the same sort of effects with cheaper pencils, but never going to be as nice. Okay, now I'm just going to use my white here as a blender and just go over some of this light blue. And a little bit more light blue. What the white does is it helps to just smooth it down and just lighten it up a little bit, and we get that beautiful kind of soft finish. And I don't really want white on this darker side, so I'm just going to use my colorless blending pencil. This does a similar job, just kind of squashes the color pencil down into the paper. Nice. You don't want to rush it with the color pencil because we're trying to build up layers. Alright, now if we want to try and increase this sense of depth here, so we've got a feather overlapping another feather. So we're going to create a bit more of a contrast between the two. Just using a bit of the black. Not too much. it's looking good. We're going to come down here into some really nice dark blacks. Down in here. So you can see it's lots of like swapping around different colors. All right, let me zoom in a little bit for you. Okay, so now that we've zoomed in a bit, we want to try and keep working on this sense of overlapping and depth. So we've got these darker feathers that are sort of happening lower down. So we're just working on just slowly adding down our base with a darker blue. And then working in a bit more of this one here, blue indigo. Nice. Whenever I'm drawing like this, I just keep reminding myself about this whole idea of darker tones in the background and lighter tones in the foreground. And also the difference here, this is quite an important one, is that we've got a sharp line at the bottom of that feather, but we want to create a bit of a shadow underneath it. So we just blend out some black. So it's got a soft edge at the bottom and a hard edge at the top. Does that make sense? Because it's not a sharp line, it's actually it's a blend or a shadow. And we want our sort of lighter blue along that front edge there. And I also think it's cool too, like when you're doing a piece of art, you don't have to stick, religiously to the colors from the reference. You're going to use that as a guide, but then you're going to kind of make it your own. Yeah, nice. Just going to work in a bit more with the blending pencil, colorless blending. That just helps to kind of push the pencil around, push the color around into those gaps in the paper and get a nice waxy kind of smooth finish. You can do it with the lighter colors too, but I like to do it with the blender sometimes. Yeah, nice. Cool. Let's bring a little bit more light just along this front edge. And then it's going to have some light tones along this side too. But also a lot of dark. See how now that whole feather there is starting to pop out because this one's receding back into the background. Okay. This black part here is really important. It's going to help to create a really nice contrast with the other feathers. So I'm just going to make that nice and sharp and nice and dark. Cool, yeah, that's really coming together now. Nice. Do a little bit of blending here. So I'm just doing a study today, I'm not doing a full picture. And this is a good idea to do if you're just trying to work out kind of how to do something, or just for practice. So you can really practice getting that sort of sense of depth in the feathers. Yeah, that's looking cool. Now sometimes in with tuis they actually have a little bit of green in their feather as well. So I'm just going to add in a little bit of this sort of teal colour. Yeah, there we go, that's nice. Maybe I'll bring a little bit over here as well. Just adds a nice little pop of colour. Alright, what do you think, guys? If you're still watching, if you like this demo, just go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be doing some more of these little examples, as well as some full kind of courses as well. Yeah, so it'd be cool to see you here and you can follow along with some of my work. Awesome. Alright, cool guys. I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching.